we just watched Ready Player One.
Ready Player One!
Yeah. So, I don't know that I can talk about this without spoilers.
Was it so good?
No. Okay, we're going to have a hard break. The first part of this is spoiler-free. Yeah?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think we can.
And then I'm going to do a spoilers starting, and then people will know.
Is that going to be like...
I can have a title show up, too.
For you?
Yeah. So, here's a title.
No spoiler.
That says spoiler-free. Spoiler-free title? Okay. I'll do it again later. All right? Ready?
Can I make sound effects for it?
Yeah, you have to do it later. That's awesome.
I like it.
In our last video, the mic was in the shot the whole time. I was like, forget this movie.
Who cares, man?
Who cares, man? Okay.
I'm wearing
all right.
headphones.
So, hey, Joseph, what'd you think of the movie?
It was so fun.
Was it?
It was so much fun.
Why was it fun?
Probably because I'm a child of the 80s.
See, I don't know where to place myself. I mean, obviously, we were born the same year, right?
Sure.
But I don't know what to count myself as. I caught a ton of stuff.
So much stuff.
The favorite thing I saw...
Okay.
Battletoads.
He did. He leaned over to me and goes, "Are those Battletoads?"
And you're like, "Yes, Jacob."
So yes, Jacob. Those are
That didn't ruin anything. That didn't ruin anything.
No.
Everything news.
The whole movie's spoiled now. I don't even know why you'd ever watch it. Now that you know Battletoads are in it.
Thanks. Okay. All right. So it was enjoyable.
It was enjoyable.
Yeah, it was.
Let's break down the review real quick, and then we'll just talk about what we want to talk about.
Okay. All right. So, enjoyable. Thumbs up. Yes. Boom. Definitely. I enjoyed the movie.
I also enjoyed the movie.
All right.
Yes.
Did you enjoy the story?
I did enjoy the story. But I mean, again, this movie is for me. You know what I mean? Like,
really?
This is my.
Steve made it for you.
This is my generation of stuff. Steven, thank you. Steve, sorry. Not to call him that in public. I don't know. I've never met him, but I want to. I don't know. This is like catered to me and my generation of people. That's just what the movie is. It just happened that way, right? Obviously, nostalgia is huge right now, right? All the popular shows are hitting hard on nostalgia. Stranger Things, nostalgia.
Yep, absolutely.
Is that literally, that's the only one that I could come up with. Right?
Well, that one is like hard stop on the 80s.
I'm trying to think, give me some other examples. Anything.
Nostalgia?
Yeah. X-Files coming back. Nostalgia.
Yes, they're bringing everything back. Roseanne came out this week.
Roseanne came back. Just everything's very nostalgic right now. And it reminds
Fuller
me...
House, they're just bringing shows back.
And it reminds me of a time when I was young, when 50s nostalgia was huge.
When I was growing up, I think we mentioned this the other day, my dad had records, 50s music.
Yeah.
50s, 60s.
Your dad had a 57 Bel Air.
No. It was a 55 210.
Was it a 55? It was a 4-door. It was like the coolest car ever. Anyway.
It was a tank.
But that's just... Nostalgia's big right now is the point I'm trying to make. Yeah. So, yes, this movie was for me and, my nostalgic sensibilities.
Nice. I caught some of it. Joseph thinks he caught 60% of the references.
I'm
in the background.
I'm pretty good.
I'm calling BS.
I'm pretty good at pop culture, and there's not much that I don't watch. So I've seen a lot, and
that's fair.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll have to do a quiz later. No. See, David Bell, if you're watching this, we did not do well on your quiz, but we still won.
We did. Boom. And then the guy we beat, I had to go see him on Sunday. That was awkward.
All right. Anyway, so yes, the movie was good. It was enjoyable. Was it directed well?
Was it directed well? I feel like I cannot say anything negative about this movie.
From a direction standpoint.
Yeah. Because it's I don't know. It seems unholy. It seems blasphemous. Sorry. So, Steven Spielberg wants to make a movie about the 80s, and I'm supposed to tell him he did a bad job?
Which, okay.
I don't know that I can do that.
Steven Spielberg basically dominated the 80s. Well, okay, from a direction standpoint...
There's only a few good things from the 80s. Like, you remember, I used to absolutely hate the 80s.
Yeah.
And it's like the only things I could find redeeming from the 80s Star Wars and Indiana Jones, and Star Wars just barely made it.
Yeah.
I'm opening. This was a long time ago. I'm opening myself up to appreciate what I grew up with.
I didn't mind the 80s. What happened was I was a huge Ninja Turtles fan. Ninja Turtles fan.
They showed up too.
Okay.
I saw Ninja Turtles.
And when Power Rangers came out and all my friends like converted, that was the 90s, and that's when I thought that things just started to suck. And
that was the start of the 90s?
I feel like it. It was 1992. But
really?
Yeah.
92.
I believe Power Rangers came out in 91 or 92.
Sounds right.
There's probably a troll out. There's probably someone that'll comment and know the right answer. But this movie,
I hope so.
From a direction standpoint, it reminds me how good Spielberg is as a director, like how masterfully he handles things, even when the movie's not that good. Now, I'm not saying that this wasn't a good movie. This was a fantastic movie. I really loved it, but he's just really good at his job. Like, he really knows how to do it.
I think were we talking about this the other day. He doesn't have to make any movie he doesn't want to make.
Yeah, he's kind of in that position in his career.
And he wanted to make this movie.
Right, which says something.
Yeah.
It says something. So direction, it was good. Acting.
Yeah, I can't find any problem with that. Acting-wise, it was fine. I had no qualms with it. It was what it was supposed to be.
Yeah. Nobody disappointed.
I read the book. I'm going to talk about
We're
that.
going to get to that.
But not yet. But it was what it was. The actors did what they were supposed to do. Yeah. I'll say that.
It was good. No one disappoints.
No one's going to get an Oscar for acting in this.
No.
But that's not the kind of movie that
No,
it is.
it's not. This is more of like a Oscar for animation kind of movie. We'll talk about that later. Okay, direction, acting, what else?
Would you recommend it?
Would I recommend? Oh, absolutely. Yes. I would watch this movie with my mother. And I've watched a lot of weird movies with my mom.
It does get weird for a little bit in the middle.
You've watched weird movies with my mom.
Well, I watched one recently. It wasn't that weird.
Oh, I figured it might have been. Oh, no, it wasn't Hurricane Heist. What did you watch with my mom?
No, Hurricane Heist I watched with my wife.
You didn't watch
We watched Tomb Raider.
That's right.
With your parents.
Okay. See, I watched all the original Tomb Raiders with my mom, so it can't be that weird.
There you go.
But anyway, so there's that. But yeah, definitely recommend. Would you recommend?
I would recommend it. Yeah. Knowing that you're really going to enjoy, like, you know how movies, say it's a sequel or, it's another movie in a series, and it's like you kind of have to pick up on all the references, you have to have seen the previous stuff.
Yeah.
If you really don't know anything about the 80s, then...
Or 90s. 80s and early 90s.
Then maybe this wouldn't... A lot would go over your head.
Yeah.
Random person walking in the parking lot.
Yeah, this...
Or random people recording a video in the parking lot.
Is he naked?
Yeah.
But yeah, this lots of 80s references, lots of early 90s references. This movie is about an Easter egg. Literally, that's the whole movie, and that is essentially...
It's full of Easter eggs.
Easter eggs are what they use to tell the story. So,
yeah.
Like, that is the whole...
The MacGuffin is it's an Easter egg.
I don't want to say it's the whole plot driver, but it is primarily what drives this movie forward.
Yeah. Okay, so... Should we call a hard stop?
Yeah, hard stop.
Okay, here. Start of spoilers. Okay, make your sound effect. Start of spoilers. Nice.
Yeah, I don't know that's gonna make it in. That's not gonna make the final cut. Spoilers.
We're not gonna edit this. What are you talking about?
Okay.
I'll mess with the picture a bit and the sound, we'll call it good. Okay, so.
This was so crazy. So much stuff. I didn't realize that most of it was going to be animated from the preview.
I had heard a comment, like what Joseph had just said, that someone was like, so could we consider this for the best animated movie of the year? Because definitely I'm going to say
Yeah.
90% of the movie is animated?
Like 80 to 90% of this movie is all animated.
I mean, but animated in a way that you're used to special effects wise.
It's not, I don't know. I didn't expect this much animation, right? I don't know really what I expected. I watched a few previews. I was excited to see the movie. I saw that, this is very cool. But at the same time, I had no idea what to expect. No idea. But it plays like a Zemeckis film, and they drew lots of drops to
They referenced him a couple times. They didn't call it a Rubik's Cube.
No, they called it a
Zemeckis cube.
And he finishes it, and everything goes back in time 60 seconds. At which point they're playing the theme song, the da-da-da-da from Back to the Future.
And then the car he drives.
Yeah.
Throughout it is the
DeLorean from Back to the Future. But it's not just the DeLorean. It's also got the Knight Rider. It's got some Knight Rider hints in there.
Yeah.
It's a twin turbocharged, intercooled something or other.
He drives it with the doors.
Yeah, with the doors open a lot.
And backwards.
Yeah. It's just, it's really fun. There's so much.
Okay, let's talk about the book.
All right, I have not read the book. Jacob has read the book.
I read it 2 months ago.
I do feel like I want to read the book though. Now I feel like that's gonna go on my list of things to do.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you the short version, and then I'm gonna give the long version. You ready? There is almost.
Get a sandwich.
And you go to So Delicious later.
We can drive there now.
I've got an order. Should we do this while we drive?
We can.
Is that safe?
Totally. That's gonna rattle a ton though, and this might fall off.
Man,
let's add a new element.
Oh boy.
Let's add a new element to our review.
Okay. So he's gonna start ordering.
I'm gonna drive
stuff. Well, I'm just gonna get ready.
All right, go.
I need to get my wallet. Okay, so here's the short version. There's almost nothing. This is almost nothing like the book. Almost nothing.
Really, Jacob? How so?
Well, like I told you earlier, when I told you it's almost nothing like a book, I said, okay, so like if you looked at the script, or an outline of the story and the outline of the script, and you squinted, you'd see the resemblance.
How hard? How hard do you have to squint?
Well, probably the first 100 pages of the book, basically they just skipped, first of all. And I can get it, because it's like him going to school, and he's poor, and he's trying to figure out how to play the game when he's poor, and he spends all day at school, and so he has to sneak off, and he figures out what the first clue is, and they basically just skip all that, and then they change what the clue was and what the game for the clue is, and a lot of things after that. Big things that happen in the book that also happen in the movie are their 3 keys they have to get. What happens with those keys is completely different. Did you want to get one too?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. I've got my order here. Well, I've got Winnie's order. Okay.
Now, I imagine there's a lot of people that have read this book.
Yes.
Right?
Oh man, when I said online that I had loved this book after I read it, our friend Hiram, he had nothing kind to say about it.
About the book?
About the book.
Really?
Absolutely hated the book. He did enjoy the movie though.
Really? Because this feels like Hiram's bag.
Good. How are you?
Good.
I need. Sorry, that's a notification. I need a 24 ounce of Just Do It light ice.
Okay.
I need 2, quote, big fat Rice Krispie treats.
Okay.
And I need, quote, can I get a 24 ounce My Jam, no ice?
24 My Jam, no ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then that'll be up to that order.
That's it.
Yep.
It's $11.40 for this one.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, can you give me my wife's phone number for the thing?
What's the number?
We'll cut this out.
Okay.
No, I'm talking to the camera.
Okay. 11:40.
I'm gonna have to pay for this. I'm paying with that. I got paid yesterday.
You got paid yesterday?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's nice to get
Alright, there
paid.
you go.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
And then you guys have another order?
Yeah, I'm gonna have an Eagle
I'm
Scout.
gonna talk while he's doing this. Okay. So,
What size?
I don't know.
okay.
Small?
The 16 or 24?
16?
16?
No ice,
No ice?
please.
Like a boss.
Like a boss.
Okay.
What?
I don't know. I'm just saying what he's saying. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Do you want
Okay.
anything else?
No,
So,
I think that'll be it.
Things that are the same in the movie and in the book. There are different challenges. The main character, his gamer tag is Percival. That's the same name. Character names are the same.
Okay.
Character names are the same. Where he's from is not the same. The movie ends in Columbus, Ohio, but it starts in like Oklahoma City. They just keep it in the same place the whole time.
It's interesting.
I get that, sure. So the stacks don't take place in Columbus. The stacks are in OKC.
Okay.
Okay. All right. See. So
It's all useful information.
yeah, it's useful information. So it's not the same. Basically, the three things that the keys are based off of are the three pillars of popular culture, right?
Video games, movies, and...
Music.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Games, music. So like the first challenge is like a D&D thing, and at the end he has to play a video game. So like there's two parts to every challenge. They don't do that in this. They just do the one, right? The second one is all movie based, and so they have to go to the planet of his like home, his like house. They go to the guy's house, where there's tons of versions of it.
This guy that created the Oasis?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Oasis
Is he
guy.
autistic?
In the book?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
He's
okay.
just a
He's just
recluse. He's just a recluse.
So he's autistic.
No.
Undiagnosed.
Don't. We're not. I'm not a doctor yet, but not going to be that kind of doctor. I'm also really close to not being that kind of doctor. Anyway. And then the last one's all about music. There was a poster for Rush in the background at the end.
Yeah.
The third challenge is all about Rush. And like lyrics from it and
He
stuff like that.
looks like a band member from Rush, the character in the film.
Yeah, so like...
what's his name?
Who?
The man that created the Oasis.
Now I feel
Oh, we're not doing good at this.
Thanks for asking
We're
me
not
that,
doing good at
Joseph.
this. Sorry, I
Thank you
thought
for
you
that.
read the book, man.
I did. I just watched the movie and I also can't remember characters' names.
I can't remember things. I'm dumb.
The other guy
I'm not a
was
doctor.
Anyway, so the actual challenges are completely different. His friends are basically the same, except
Ogden Morrow.
no, but not Og, but the other guy.
No.
Not the one played by Simon Pegg.
Who's Simon Pegg? I'm just
You
kidding.
know.
I know who Simon Pegg is. I feel like he and I are close friends.
You can feel that way. We're gonna see him again this summer with Mission Impossible Freefall. Okay. Anyway. Oh, they are big and fat.
That's super
They're
fat.
good too.
Are they? Prove it.
What?
Prove it.
Huge. These are
Well, just
enormous.
Sorry.
This is
I
the
don't
Just
know.
Do
There's the
It.
Eagle Scout
Thank you.
and the My Jam No Eye.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Just stick that anywhere.
You guys have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
See ya.
Okay.
All
I
right.
gotta get these big fat things.
Lesson, kids.
Okay.
If you're gonna mess with fast food people, which I don't think I would qualify that as messing with them.
No, you're just being friendly.
Do it after they hand you your food. Sorry, it's just a life tip. I'm a life coach, yo.
You're a coach.
I am a life coach.
Okay.
That's the
Anyway,
nice thing
so
about
there's tons of differences, but you know some of the things happen are the same. His home gets blown up after they find out who he is. That happens.
I feel like there was a lot to explore with his aunt.
Yeah,
And-
he spends almost no time at home with her, so
Really?
I get that makes sense for him to not whatever. So there's that. His relationship with Artemis is definitely much longer. He doesn't meet her until the very end, and like he doesn't meet. till right before the last challenge, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So he goes on the run. He becomes this big celebrity. They referenced Twitch once.
Yeah.
This live stream thing. There's a live streaming thing that's part of the thing. Everybody does it, and that's kind of, anyway, that's kind of a thing.
Yeah, Twitch feeds.
Yeah, they kind of have a Twitch feed that, anyway. He ends up moving to Columbus, and he's kind of got this rig, and he's the one who intentionally goes to work for IOI.
This doesn't taste like toasted marshmallows. Thank you, So Delicious.
I would love to be sponsored.
We're not getting our
We drink enough of their stuff on camera.
We really do. I don't even drink that much So Delicious, just when we're on camera, basically.
Yeah. So they sped up the movie. Everything, all the changes they made
sense.
They make sense. They make sense, but it is just, if you go into it expecting to see the book, you're not going to see it. You're going to see inspired by a book.
No, it is worth it to say.
The co-screenwriter was the author.
Yeah, it's worth it to say that the author was worked as a screenwriter on the show.
He also co-produced. Yeah.
So he had a say in what went on, which I used to think was a big deal, but I don't think that anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, kind of like J.K. Rowling is writing scripts for Fantastic Beasts.
Exactly.
And where to find them.
Where do they go? I don't know.
Anyway, I get the changes. It felt fast, but also I felt like the first Harry Potter movie, because I'd read the book. I felt like it was just like super fast.
Yeah.
And then I would look to the people next to me watching it for the first time that hadn't read the book. I'm like, how are you enjoying this? This is just too fast. And they're like, this is great.
I'm the only a-hole in the world that enjoys the movies more than I enjoy the books.
This was a lot of fun.
The Harry Potter series.
I think what they did is like, I love the idea. Let's buy this book. Okay, great. We have an idea now. Now let's write a script. And it's very different. The ending is...
Well, when it's been marketed for you
different.
already as a book, like, that's already half your marketing budget. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Think about it.
I think saying Steven Spielberg, that goes...
That's your marketing budget.
And then it's, word of mouth.
I want to know how they afforded all of the rights to all of these characters.
We're watching the credits, and Joseph was like, nah, they didn't pay for everything. I'm like, oh, here's the list. And it wasn't that long. It was like, oh. But man, I mean, we saw lots of Batman references. Lots of Batman references. We saw the classic TV show Batman, Batmobile.
Which got wrecked so hard.
And I lean over, it's like the Batmobile always gets destroyed. Always gets destroyed.
The Iron Giant reference. Oh, I was so... Okay, so I explained this to Jacob in the theater earlier. Lego Batman, they had Harvey Dent show up as Two-Face in Lego Batman. Harvey Dent was originally played, I'm not saying originally, like my generation originally, played by Billy D. Williams in the 1989 film Batman, Tim Burton.
Tim Burton Batman.
Right, Tim Burton Batman. And they got Billy D. Williams to come back to say one line as Two-Face in Lego Batman. And I lost my freaking mind, okay?
We like Billy D. Williams.
I geek out over that stuff really hard. So when they introduced...
They should have got him to play a bit role in Solo.
When they introduced the Iron Giant in this movie, and they build up to it, right? It's like, oh, are we going to see it? Are we not going to see it? And yes, we do. It's a payoff.
It's in the trailer.
Yeah. All I wanted was just for the Iron Giant to speak and it to be Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel, if you don't know, played the Iron Giant. It was one of his breakthrough roles. He only has 10 or 15 lines in the entire movie, but I love that movie. It's just one of those things. It's like comfort food from my childhood. But yeah, Vin Diesel plays the Iron Giant, and I just wanted him to speak just once, just one time. But anyway, more about the movie. Things that I noticed. Now, his friend that is the big black person, right, kind of ended up being a girl, right? Which I wasn't totally surprised by.
That is consistent with
the
book.
I wasn't totally surprised by that.
There's only so we see H, like we hear that name, and there's one sign at one point. Someone's holding up a thing at the end, and that's how it's spelled in the book. Is AECH. It's spelled out.
Okay.
It's spelled out.
Yitch.
H.
Yitch.
Okay.
That's how you pronounce it in Afrikaans. They're the only ones that start words with EE.
I'm pretty sure he's an American. Wrote this.
But yeah, it was. So I wasn't totally surprised by that. Like, it didn't weird me out, but I thought it was funny. They did. I don't know if there was a different actor to play the character's voice before we know that it's a girl, but when we find out that she's a female, the voice switches, and we can suddenly tell that the voice is a lot more feminine. And maybe I'm just making it up. Maybe that's all in my head. But that's what that felt like to me. You know, I'd have to watch it again really to check. But
everybody else uses their real voice. Now there's in the book it explains that there is like some voice transformation thing, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, and they do. Her voice is consistent with the voice that the character portrayed for the first
so
hour.
It is probably just affected
for the first hour of the film, right? Yeah. And then they affect it, but it's very clear that she's a girl, you know, which I thought was, and the way they portrayed her character in the real world, she was really, you know, like very gender neworal. So you know, and that's just kind of playing that card.
There is
that's
a joke
right now,
early about being a 300-pound
woman,
black man. Didn't say woman, but
yeah.
Woman
300-pound
named Chuck from Detroit. But I think it in the book. I do want to say from Detroit.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
That sounds consistent. But dang it, where was I going with that? So I just thought that was kind of I thought that was weird. I didn't know really why they did that, and I could be wrong. You know, I could be wrong about it.
Yeah, so the way the book ends is they all end up like being collected together, and they meet up in the RV or whatever, but then they go to Ogden Morrow in Oregon.
Okay.
And there's like no danger. No one is in danger in a mail truck going through the streets of Columbus, Ohio. But it makes it more interesting.
Yeah, it makes it more interesting.
It makes it more interesting.
And when he shows up, he looks suspiciously like Dr. Emmett Brown in the end of Back to the Future. Like, I feel like that's just the look they were going for. He's wearing the tweed jacket. He's got the hair white and slicked back. It's just... that was really, really funny to me. But bottom line, I giggled through this entire movie. We
laughed a lot more than anyone else.
Yeah, even during the tense moments. At one point, they're in the Stanley Hotel doing the Shining bit.
Yeah, and which is not in the book.
No.
Not at all.
Is it not? Okay.
Not at all.
Now, The Shining is another one of those things that has a close place in my heart. It's one of those movies that I saw entirely too young. Don't know why I was so young when I saw it. But that movie truly terrifies me. I mean, truly terrifies me. I can't watch it to this day. But for some reason, this movie made it like fun, and I kind of want to go watch The Shining again.
our friend Hiram, he was saying his oldest daughter wants to watch the movie, and it's like, no, you have to know the source material first. And then his joke was like, so when I show her The Shining, the question is, do I stay awake or do I fall asleep on the couch? Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
That is not the source material.
Anyway.
But it's funny. Yeah. Can you imagine that conversation? It's like, it's Steven Spielberg. He's like, hey, Steve. It's Steve. Which Steve? Oh, that's Steve. Yeah, that's Steve. Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
What's up, Steve? So, The Shining. It's like, it's been done. It's like, but I want to do it again. Inside of another movie, only different. And he's like, okay, let's do it.
And then let's throw a little haunted house from Disneyland right in there, and the ballroom. The
dancing ghost. I definitely thought about that. Other stuff too.
That was a lot of fun too. But there's a zombie lady in there. We should not be going to room 237. 237. I've been to the Stanley Hotel. They have a couple.
Where's it, Colorado?
Yeah, it's in Colorado. They have on their TVs, they have on a constant loop, they just play The Shining, right? They have two channels. They have one that plays The Shining, the Stanley Kubrick film, and then they have one that plays the mini series that they made a few years later, which they made very few references to. I mean, the feel felt like a mixture between the movie and then the mini series, and but I think they were going more for the movie, since the whole point was that Stephen King notoriously hated the film, but felt that
and they talk about that.
Yeah, that was the whole point of the whole point of what they were doing.
Focused.
I think we're focused.
Yeah.
So
anyway, I thought I loved that throughout the whole sequence. H's character is like, I never saw The Shining. I never saw The Shining. I don't know what's supposed to happen. Well, I don't want to go to room 237. I have not seen The Shining.
You haven't seen The Shining?
No, but I have read Stephen King's autobiography, Memoir of the Craft, where he talks about being at the hotel and writing.
Uh-huh.
And he talks about Rudyard Kipling's desk and different places. He talks about writing different places.
Wasn't he ill while he wrote that book?
I don't know. I don't know. But he does talk about different places. Like, I think there was a place in England where he got to sit down at Rudyard Kipling's desk and write.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Stuff, books. Anyway, I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it a lot.
I thought it was fun. I think I need another watch.
I definitely need another watch.
I think that the only thing I'm struggling with is knowing what the book was, right?
Yeah.
And I think if I hadn't read it, I wouldn't really be worried about anything.
Yeah. I honestly think that this is a film that I'm going to drag my brothers to, just because, like, this is our stuff. This is our jam. So I think I'm going to drag my brothers to see this again tomorrow. But I'll form a better opinion about things. But I really enjoyed it. The movie was 2.5 hours long, which is long.
That's a long movie,
right? And but it didn't feel that long. Now there's a couple things I wanted to hit on. Everything felt very awkward in the real world. Did you catch that? The pacing felt weird.
For the real world.
Yeah, in the real world. But then everything was kind of normal, but everything felt better in the virtual world. And then I was wondering, like, I'm thinking they did that on purpose, right? Because these are people that don't have a whole lot of real human interactions. So it's like when he meets this girl, he just moves really quickly with her,
He does. He does.
It's like, I've never really been...
He goes very quick to, like, touching her face.
I've never really been huge into, like, virtual dating or anything like that. And I've never gone out with someone that I met online. But I imagine that has to be super awkward, but maybe not. I don't know. See, I know people that have met online and then got married.
Dating is awkward.
But I don't know. So it was just kind of an interesting way that they did it, and I really appreciated it. I really appreciated the way they did it. But at first it annoyed me. The first few scenes in the real world were just...
I should correct that. Meeting someone and trying to start up a relationship is awkward.
Yeah, period.
I've been married for 12 years,
so but anyway, it was just awkward. And then at first it really annoyed me, but now I'm starting to see, the more I think about it and the more it progressed in the film, everything in the real world was awkward because these people don't have real people skills. That's kind of the whole point. It's not the whole point, but it's a major plot point that they don't have a whole lot of real people skills, and that they need to get out into the world and actually do things a little bit more.
And so, of course, they win. They find the Easter egg, right. And then one of the things they do is...
Spoiler. Jeez. Oh, sorry, we're on the spoiler side.
It's a Hollywood movie, and there's a happy ending. What do you expect? Anyway, they close down the Oasis 2 days a week.
2 days a week.
So you can, see people in the real world.
Whatever that is.
Make out or whatever.
Go work out. Go outside.
Yeah, outside.
I like outside. I have an outside-ish job now.
I have an inside-ish job.
I really missed the sun. For the last decade, I've been in a building where there is no natural light.
True. At the back of that building.
Yeah. There's no light in there. Anyway.
Any final thoughts?
No,
I think we kind of said it.
Yeah, I think we can wrap this one up.
So,
sorry for rambling a little bit on this one, but this one, tugged a lot. This one hit a lot of points.
Hit the feels.
Yeah, hit the feel. I mean, I didn't cry at the end or anything, but...
No, we didn't cry.
But, it did find a lot of nostalgia pieces in my body and pull at them. I feel sore. Maybe that was the workout. I don't know. I don't know. What about you?
Good story, bro.
You're welcome.
I enjoyed it. I do think it's if you go into it expecting oh man, it's a Steven Spielberg movie. He's gonna make me think or something. No, he's just gonna make you remember.
He's gonna let you have a good time.
you should enjoy this. Yeah. It should be fun. And, then you should go see people in the real world.
Yeah. I really think that...
IRL.
I really think that this is going to be a movie that's going to be remembered for a while.
You think so?
I think so. I mean, maybe it's just so nostalgia heavy that it's just going to fade from people's minds. But I really think that this is a movie that I'll own and probably show to people later and go... I remember when this was, and I remember when this was.
How to speak to your kids.
Yeah.
It's we're going to watch Ready Player One, and I'm going to explain things
I'm going to sum up 20 years of my life in one film.
Yeah.
So.
Man, I definitely think they could have had more Steven Spielberg references, though.
And that's what I thought was awkward.
Nothing from, Close Encounters, or, they could have done so much.
Yeah. I mean, there's a little Jurassic Park in there. I expected to see some Jaws. I expected to see some, I don't know. For some reason I was expecting Schindler's List.
They could have done Indiana Jones.
They could have done Indiana Jones. There wasn't a lot of Star Wars.
They should have done Indiana Jones.
They should have done Indiana Jones. They should have done Star Wars.
Okay, in the book, he has an X-Wing. He has his own planet at one point.
No, does
right?
it?
Well, inside the Oasis.
So is it Half-Life? No, not Half-Life. Second Life.
Yeah. So he's got an X-Wing. I think he's got other ships. There's a lot of bots battling other bots at the end. So you see the Super Mega Godzilla. That is a thing. Iron Giant's not in. So I see why it's there because there were other bots that did their thing, and then you see the
Gundam.
Gundam.
Yeah.
You see the Gundam. That's loosely connected to the book, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's after winning a challenge, and they all get to choose something, and yeah.
Yeah. All in all, fantastic movie.
Okay, let's compare it to the other movies we've seen this year.
Man, what have we seen this year?
Well, you can see the list right now. Ready Player One, Pacific Rim, Tomb Raider, you didn't see, Black Panther.
I enjoyed this more than I enjoyed Black Panther.
I did not.
You did not?
It's a fun movie. It's a let's think about the past kind of movie.
Mm-hmm.
Black Panther is it's the kind of movie that you reference in a movie like this.
Uh-huh.
Black Panther is going to be a moment in history.
Yeah.
A turning point.
Unless they have
be a turning point.
Unless they have another revolution in a few years, and they'll just forget about all the other female characters and all the other stuff that they do, because that happens.
Yeah. I think with the success of Wonder Woman and the success of Black Panther,
they're going to be remembered for a while.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Pacific Rim, I enjoyed it more than Pacific Rim. And I enjoyed Pacific Rim. I don't know, nothing has really hit me really hard yet this year. And just been like, wow, that was great. And I'm trying to think of what hit me last year that was like that. Like Wolverine.
Logan.
Logan hit me really hard, and I was like, wait, what? Whoa. Okay. And, like, there's a couple of movies a year that do that to me.
Greatest Showman made me cry. Made me feel like I need to spend more time with my kids.
Nothing's done that to me this year. I'm kind of bummed out about it. I want something to just kick me in the nuts, you know, and make me go, dang. Nothing's done that yet. You know, sometimes I go a couple of years without seeing a movie like that, but that's just me.
Well, what's coming up on the docket? We know
Solo.
We have Infinity War,
Mission Impossible,
Solo, Mission Impossible. We have some very much masculine movies.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the kind of like give you the feels kind of movies, I don't know what's coming out this year.
I see. There's some stuff I haven't seen. I haven't seen The Shape of Water yet. I hear that's kind of one
that's probably going to be out on
Blu-ray soon.
Soon, yeah.
Yeah. Did that come out this year or last year?
It's an Oscar movie, so technically last year.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think its release was really January.
Yeah. Okay.
And it never came here.
It was a limited release anyway. I think it only showed in like...
It made $54 million.
Yeah. So I think it only showed in like a few theaters across the globe. It might have had a bigger like overseas release than it did here. But it was a limited release. Mm-hmm. I don't know. There's a couple things I guess I still need to see, but just nothing's done it for me yet. Nothing's done it for me.
Ambulance.
The Greatest Showman kind of did it for you, you said?
It gave me feels.
Give you feels?
It gave me some feels.
Yeah.
That music.
I don't remember it.
The first impact of the music was like, oh, this sounds the same. But that's a soundtrack worth re-listening to.
I went back and watched the movie again.
Did you?
I still don't remember much of the music. I've heard a lot of the music because I have people around me that listen to it quite frequently, and I'm not, I don't dislike the music, just none of it sticks with me.
Well, you have Mary Jane swinging around on like a spider web.
Yeah. That song in the middle.
That's a joke.
That song in the middle about, what's it called? About all the freaks, This Is Me. Like, I hear that song a lot. I've heard that song on the radio, so.
Well, it was nominated for the Oscar and it lost.
And that's probably the only song that really sticks out because it's the only one that sounded truly different from everything else in the show to me. And I don't get me wrong, I love musicals. I'm a theater brat, right? Like I love musicals.
We did musicals together.
But just nothing in The Greatest Showman really stuck with me. Hamilton, I'd like to see that.
We should have seen it when it came to Gamage.
Yeah.
But we didn't.
I've seen a recorded version. I do really, really, really like that show.
I like the soundtrack.
And I feel like I'm just jumping on the bandwagon, and maybe I am, but I really do enjoy that show.
I listened to the Weird Al medley
of Hamilton.
I
haven't seen that yet. I need to.
There's no video, but it is. I mean, it's what Weird Al does. He does polka, right?
Yeah.
He did a polka version of all the greatest hits in Hamilton in about 4 minutes, and it's intense. Like, he hits all of it super fast.
Does he do the rap battles? No, he doesn't do the rap battles?
No, he doesn't do 2 parts.
Anyway.
I don't think he does. But, it's kind of like, oh, yeah, that would be what it would be if Weird Al did Hamilton, and I experienced it, and I'm okay now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's definitely worth at least one listen.
It's worth one listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we gotta wrap it up. You gotta get home. You got soda in the car.
I do.
If there's anything out there that we haven't reviewed yet, or that maybe we haven't seen, comment below. We'd like to hear from you.
We didn't talk about it we talked about it in the last video.
Yeah, we did talk about it. I haven't seen it yet.
The only movie here at this theater that we haven't done a video on is Sherlock Gnomes.
And we're probably not going to.
Probably not going to.
I mean, we can. But there's going to be like 50 comments for Sherlock Gnomes. No, it's not going to happen. But maybe by popular demand.
I enjoyed Romeo and Juliet. That was good.
I don't even remember it. I know I saw it, but I don't remember it.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. That's the problem.
Okay.
They're not sticking with me.
Forgettable.
Forgettable.
Yeah. Well, this was fun.
Yeah.
We should do this again the next time a good movie comes out. Or when Rampage comes out.
Are we gonna?
Of course the wolf flies.
Anybody play Rampage?
Oh, I remember playing Rampage and on the computers in like 7th grade.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They were running DOS. MS DOS.
Yep. You remember when Windows was a subroutine of DOS? You remember when you had to type in the right commands to get to Windows?
It's like, what other commands are there?
I don't know.
I could do this one.
Controls.
Oh man.
Dang it, I don't remember.
Yet the transition to Windows was so easy.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's anyway. We should wrap this up.
All right.
Hey, thanks for watching. I've been Jacob. This is Joseph. We like movies. Watch this if you like movies.
Bye, guys.